Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching to Let's Be Aves-ing You. Now, we have done something already, and that is win the league. Porto, as we know, had already dropped an extra point. I think we... what are we talking about? I beat them, sorry. And we then won our next game against Rio Ave. We beat them 3-1. Meaning that we haven't lost in the league all season so far. So I said I'd come back if we were still on for the undefeated season. And we are Covilla and Nacional de Madeira. Covilla in 8th, Nacional in 6th. So, you know, two relatively decent challenges. We just beat Ave 3-0 though, so I think we'll probably be all right. But let's have a look. So we're going to also give the opportunity for some of our weaker players to maybe get involved. I'm not saying necessarily start, but certainly get involved. Emilson is not going to start this one. No, actually, maybe he will. And I think that we'll give Kostas Vasileu the ability to have a little run out. I think I'd also like to... So Protsenko's been playing pretty well. I'm going to give Amir Shaban a start. It might be the baddest of options, but we'll see. He's not great, but then we know that Cavilla are also not great. In the meantime... the 3-1 win over Porto also was a confirmation that Bailey is now the club's record goal scorer. You already knew that. I think we talked about it, but just to go over that again, if that hasn't been said, Protsenko heads over the bar early doors. So yeah, we're in a good position. Obviously, we were knocked out of the Champions League. Barcelona, despite being a sensational side, ended up getting knocked out by Chelsea. So and Chelsea are in the final against Udinese. So, yeah, I mean, it makes me worry. I mean, if we struggled so much against Barca, then they got knocked out. Didn't even score against Chelsea, so we really need to pick things up next season. Particularly left-back is an area where we need to completely, I think, overhaul things. Maybe keep Nuno Reis as the backup. We also need a proper left midfielder. Vasileu heads over. And we might need an additional central midfielder because we're going to lose Vasileu this year. And, okay, we've got Suarez who can play there. But, yeah, it's not ideal to have no extra players. So, yeah. But I mean, left-back, for example, Shaban I don't think is going to be good enough. I think I might have to sell him. And, we'll have to see what his stats are like. Oh, dear, there you go. That's exactly what I was talking about in the last episode, about how they walk the ball off the pitch. Protsenko keeps battling away. Petrov with the ball, and Teixeira gets rid of it. I have found a good Portuguese player playing in Poland, who I might be able to get hold of, but I think he'll cost 12 million quid, and or at least they're currently wanting 12 million quid. And I think that's probably a bit much for him because he's not. Oh, Emilson scores. Is that his first goal of the season? No. Yeah, it wouldn't. I don't think it would reflect good value for money to spend 12.5 million on him when I think he's probably worse than Comorius. And Comorius, I would say, except for the fact that Vasileu is constantly tired, is leaving. I'd say Comorius is probably the worst of our central midfielders. So it's probably not a great investment to spend 12 million on him. We conceded 2 in the last 2 games, guys. We're on a bit of a leaky streak. Nearly the ball goes in. So we've conceded 9 this season now, which is a shame. Magalhães to Nordkvela, back to Pinheiro, and Wirtz tackles. Lovely stuff. Petrov up the line? No. Maybe now? Could do. No. Pastrana, lovely tackle, and he keeps going for Milosevic. Rios, that was close. Cavilla have done really well since coming up. They are one of the few teams, you very rarely see new teams come up and sort of properly establish themselves. They usually go back down after a couple of seasons, but they're also they're playing in a stadium called Sporting Cavilla Stadium, so that means that they must have created a new stadium. I don't know if they did that recently or not. I have to double check. I'm interested now. I'm interested in how they've become so good because maybe they were bought by somebody with a bit of money. Protsenko gets it away. Shaban. Oh, that's a fantastic finish from Chernik. Shaban's actually not playing that badly. That was just a ridiculous goal. Very good. Of course, his first goal of the season. Portsenko gets away. Shaban, that header's not good enough, and I'm not sure that Shenik actually hit that with his foot. It looked quite a lot like he chested it in from 20 yards, but never mind. Pastrana, Emilson into Bailey. Bailey scores. Come on. He's delighted. He's stretching his lead over Ricardo Mendonça as our top scorer of all time. Pastrana to Emilson. With this, if we stay as we are, we will have accumulated the most points that we will have ever done in a league season. At least in the top division. I don't know whether we may have done more in the bottom, lower divisions in the past, but certainly in the top league, this will be our most amazing season. What a finish that was! What about just coming off the crossbar? It's unfortunate. Hopper up towards Bailey. Bailey heads down to Petrov, back to Shaban, Portsenko to Wirtz, Hopper to Portsenko. So yeah, the thinking that I have at the moment is that we have Petrov is good, but we're going to probably lose Ramos, and there's no point in spending lots of money on keeping Ramos because he's not that great. So we go for another left midfielder, hopefully one better than that we have now, and then Petrov can drop back into a backup role, and we need a left back quite urgently. I think I have to double check on Shaban's progress, as I say. I think Razaleo might need to come out. Maybe let's give Suarez a game in the central midfield there, because we've been talking him up. And perhaps we can do this. So let's go race on, Anderson on, and then we've got the experienced one behind then and the less experienced man up front. That text message sound you heard was Sam sending me a text. It was a link to something. Shall we see what it is? Some Dungeons and Dragons meme. Race, lovely tackle. Anderson to Bailey now. Bailey, Anderson again. Anderson went for goal. He's obviously picked things up quickly. That's how we do things here. 75 minutes. Come on, let's hunt up for another win, please. Lima, big ball in. Hopper gets there. Wirtz, I was worried, might just head that in. Mad stuff happens in Football Manager occasionally, particularly when you're on long winning runs and about to have unbeaten seasons. You start to see the ghosts of mistakes even before they've happened. Oh, Pinheiro makes a good save. Oz did well by finding himself some space there. I've got a little celebration wine. It's been lurking in the background there. Now it's actually less visible, but still good. Playing around with the ball on the edge of their box there. Like we own the bloody place. And why not? Maybe we should own the place. We are Aves. Bailey, big ball forward. Pinheiro makes a save. 10 minutes to go, probably. Slightly more than that. Maybe. Parulava. Chernik. Teixeira. Skridebaguette. Good name. Bailey, just give it... Oh, he scored himself, but I thought he could have just slotted that down to Mr. Oz. But it's okay. Another 3-1 win. It does mean, of course, I've not even thought about it, but it does mean that we are now on 10 goals conceded for the season, which is upsetting. Bailey could have easily crossed that for Oz to finish, but Bailey finished. Oz seems pretty happy, so we won't complain. And we're not even close to being the top scorers. Sporting have absolutely wellied the teams in this division, but their problem... Oh, dear. Their problem is that they do tend to batter the shit teams and then struggle against pretty average teams, and they also drop points against the pretty average teams as well. So anyway, good. So a win for us there. Bailey's injured. We need to find out what happened to him, but 2 goals and an assist, another 9.3 rating. We are on 81 points, which means this is currently the most productive season we've ever had. And let's be Aves-ing you, I suppose. Rio Ave getting another win to come 5th. Or at least to be 5th at the moment. That's pretty good. Bailey's out for 5 to 6 days. That's fine. He's going to miss the final game of the season, I think, but it's okay. Give Phil Goen a chance. Emilson's played 150 league games for us. I don't think you can overstate his influence. Bailey did score a fantastic goal. Yes, very nicely done. And so, yeah, I just want to quickly check. Go back down there. Oh, no, it's not going to let me. There we are. So, Cavilla. So you see here, they went down to the third division a couple of times, and then they came up, and then they've just been on an upwards trend since then. Cavilla Stadium, when was that built? Facilities, 2101, which was how long after they'd been in the league? 2101. So they've been in the league a few years. We want to look at landmarks. Who's taken them over? Was there a board? Yeah, most improved team. Has there been a board takeover? There hasn't even been a board takeover. Oh no, there was one there. There was a new chairman coming in, but he can't have. Anyway, they've done pretty well. That's all I'll say. So good. We'll now pause it, and we'll come back in about a week. Is it a week? Yeah, 7 more days, so we can see the Nacional de Madeira game. So I'll see you in a second. Bye. Okay, here we are. We're playing Nacional. This is the very last game of the season, in total generally, because there is no... I think everybody else has now played. If we just quickly look at the Premier League table, yeah, it's just us. So they can't go anywhere, and we can't go anywhere. So it's a completely pointless game. There we go. Now we're going to leave Hopper in goal. We're actually not going to play Bailey at all, because he's slightly injured and I don't want to aggravate anything. And I think in the middle we'll play our strongest team. Why not? Let's just be as strong as we possibly can against Nacional. They're actually a decent side. They are up in 5th. They have a lot of sides have. In fact, Cavilla was the same. A lot of sides have picked up the formation that Porto played. Still do play, in fact. That very narrow 4-4-2 or 4-4-2 diamond, or whatever you want to call it. A lot of teams have picked up on that, which means that a lot of teams play it badly, because you'll see that they are not good enough. They don't have the good enough wing back. The thing about this formation is you need good wing backs, ones who can play the whole game, or you need 4 good wing backs who you can rotate. And not every club has them, as we saw from Cavilla. Not them, for example. King Artois has taken a knock, and in fact has to come off. So Casanova, he jumps in. He's been progressing nicely this season. He's played very well. Scored a couple of goals. You saw one of them. Decent player. So we're pretty well covered for defensive midfielders. I just want to go the season unbeaten, really. Oh, gosh. No! That's offside. Somehow that was offside. What was that? Augusto obviously touched it as it went through there. We've had a good run against Nacional de Madeira. They used to be the 4th team, essentially, behind Sporting, Porto and Benfica. It was Madeira who were the 4th goodest team. Oh, Vergoen scores. He's not had many this season, but that's a lovely little touch home. Was that Oz with the assist? Oz has had a sensational season, really genuinely has. And Vergoen makes the most of that. But yeah, the reason this formation doesn't work for a lot of teams is because, the wing backs. And you can get behind them if they push up. So it's a really easy one to counter. Unless they have Raw Vic playing, the 300 billion year old Raw Vic. He was around when the dinosaurs were. The first modern human, Raw Vic. But yeah. So this I don't know why so many teams want to play. This is a very difficult formation to trying lots of teams to try and play, because there just aren't enough good fullbacks in the world. When they all do that, what was it that... When we were in Ukraine, a lot of them started doing the thing that Shakhtar did, which was like a defensive. They had two defensive midfielders, and then high wingers, and that's much more playable because you can find a lot more attacking midfielders knocking about than you do quality wing backs. So that worked a little bit better, although not against us, but it did work a little bit better for teams in the Ukrainian Premier League. It's clearly working for Nacional. They're better than most of the other teams in the league, but they're not better than us. Petrov puts the ball in. They do manage to clear. Pastrana straight back to Suarez, though. Herschel Green now through to Suarez. Hasn't scored as many goals as I would want him to. Nevertheless, has been a good player. I mean, I would not say that spending £16 million on him was a waste. I'm happy with it. Lynch, Senko. I really want to see a repeat of... Do you remember I showed you the Not good for the YouTube channel, not that anyone else is watching, but I sent you guys a video on WhatsApp of the Romanian left midfielder I had for Swindon scoring a goal from here over here, and I really want a repeat of that. It's not happened for, I mean, that's only happened once or twice for me in the entire game. Sam, when this gets around, please do text me, but remember how many goals your goalkeepers used to score in 09, for example. None of that happens anymore. I've never seen a goalkeeper score on 12. Possibly ever, yeah. Petrov swings the ball in for another corner, and it's cleared. Pastrana shoots. Pastrana did score a good goal last season, or maybe earlier this season, or possibly it was a pre-season friendly. Anyway, he has scored one worldie, and so has Nuno Reis has scored a few, as it happens. Benabu, Syriac, Tangen. The ball comes forward to Chernisov. Sabic shoots, but Hopper makes a good save. And now Pastrana into Herschel Green. Suarez back to Wirtz. There was no real need to go that way, but fine. Oz running onto it. Yefimenko loses out. Yefimenko's actually been brought off. He's clearly his manager not happy with the way that Oz was ripping him a new one there. Augusto, Clint Lewis. He's pretty good. Oh, and I mean, sometimes the ball just doesn't want to go in. Vargas to Afonso. Luis. I actually wanted to sign Lewis. He's an American striker. I wanted to sign him from, I don't know if it was from them or from the team that they bought him from, but I wanted him. Let's go with that change now. I left Shaban on. Or did I bring him on? Oh fucking hell. That's absolutely swung for that one. Went down. Jesus. 65 minutes gone. Not Christian Daly. I mean, if it's Christian Daly coming on, we've got a problem. Yeah, he's, with all due respect, he's long dead. But yeah, I didn't realise that Shaban was actually playing. I thought I'd put Race back in. What a fool! What a fool I am. Protsenko, big ball forward. Oz, Tangen knocks him over. And with only 14 minutes left of the game, we look like we're going for another win and an undefeated season. It would have to be quite the turnaround from Nacional at this point. Suarez heads it down to Wirtz. Oh, you wanted him to shoot, really. Pastrana did have a go, but it wasn't really ever going to trouble the goalkeeper. Is that goalkeeper number 13? Unlucky for some. Ben Abu wanting it wide, but taking them forever to get the ball back. 3 minutes of added on time. Correa to Afonso. Benabu, great little block there. Afonso, Benabu crosses, and they've had a man straight away. Amir Benabu off side. That's what I mean. You can't play that. Chernisov to Augusto. Lovely tackle. Oh, brilliant football. Casanova playing lovely stuff there. Ramos up to Daly. Daly goes round his man. Can we get a second? Daly has a shot. Herschel Green collects, gives it back out to Pastrana. Pastrana back to Herschel Green. Casanova shoots, and it was awful. An awful effort. Makes me want to be sick. A few seconds left. And have we gone the whole season unbeaten? Well, it looks a lot like it. We certainly have. I mean, we've only won the league 4 times, and this season we go unbeaten. Absolutely brilliant. 1-0 over Nacional de Madeira. We have done a few things which we've never done before. Unbeaten season. We've done the double over, I nearly said Spurs. We've done a double over Porto. I mean, let's just review this season's fixtures here before we look at the whatever plaudits are coming my way. Let's just look. 2 draws in the first 4 games. A 1-1 draw with Naval, and then look at that run. How many is that games in a row? Does it show you anywhere how many are highlighted? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 wins in a row. I mean, it's just a sensational game, a sensational season, and a number of 1-0 wins in there as well. And if you also look, that run of games without conceding a goal, that's ridiculous. that run of games without conceding a goal, except for 2 in the Beira game. I mean, that is just incredible. Really, really incredible. Beira scored 4 against us this season. No one else scored anywhere near that much. It's impeccable football. It's impeccable football. Let's just have a look then. So Napoli have won Serie A. Let's just update that. That's nice. That's a couple of wins in the last couple of years for them. Well done. Udinese have sacked Fabi just before their Champions League final. That seems harsh. Are you kidding me? They've got 2 cup finals and they've sacked him. That is incredibly harsh. They could hire someone who could now come and win the cup and the Champions League. When did they hire him? So I mean, he's been there. It's all his work. Man, that is harsh. That is harsh. Dina King was out. Fabi, where's he been as manager previously? I wonder if he's been treated like that before. Achievements. He's been manager of San Marino, where he won the Super Cup. He won. What did he win there at Atletico? Nothing. I don't think. Yeah. It's not been a great manager, to be fair, but I mean, that's really harsh. That's really, really harsh. Anyway, I've got to go, so I'll see you in the next season. Bye.